Hello, welcome to my presentation. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Hoàng and my student ID is BABAIU19049. And I'm pleased to introduce about the case study Pinterest, the picture is worth 1,000 words. And my presentation has two main points. The first one is summary of the case, and the second one is case study question. Now, the summary of the case, I will introduce about founder of Pinterest. What is Pinterest? Milestone of Pinterest, development and challenge of Pinterest. Now, I will introduce the first one, founder of Pinterest. Pinterest was founded in 2009 by Ben Silberman, Evan Schwab, and Paul Sciarra, and launched in March 2010. What is Pinterest? Pinterest is a website photo sharing. It's like a social media about posts and categorization as photo sticker. Pinterest allows you to create a virtual scrapbook of image, video, and other content that you've been saved to the virtual bulletin board or bin board. Milestone of Pinterest. Pinterest focusing on refining product and building user base. Like Facebook, Twitter, and many other startup companies, Pinterest focused initially on refining its product and building its user base, but not surprisingly, its investors began to boost it to begin generating revenue. Pinterest's first step was to offer business accounts that provide additional resources for brands. In 2013, it introduced Ribbon, which allows companies to embed information such as current pricing and availability, as well as a direct link to the product page. And Pinterest became a significant factor in the social e-commerce arena. In 2014, Pinterest took an official leap into the advertising arena, launching the beta version of ads, its color promoting that appear in search results and category feeds. Around the same time, Pinterest also introduced a search engine called Guide Search, which suggests the related term to refine the search. Guide Search is based on user metadata such as gender, bold title, caption, and comment related to bins to create different categories and subcategories. Pinterest has launched a slew of new advertising formats and features, including the variety of promoted bin formats, including video and app install bin, the variety of ad targeting options for advertisers, and shopping bin, which automatically convert the company product catalog into advertisement that link directly to the point of purchase. And Pinterest also created a lens. Pinterest believes that search advertising revenue will drive the company to profitability, that it can compete with Google in the mobile search arena by outperforming Google in visual search rather than traditional search. To the end, Pinterest is investing heavily in search technology, including artificial intelligence, and its visual search engine is Lens. Lens can automatically isolate the various objects in an image store on a user camera and accurately identify more than 2.5 billion objects, allowing users to begin searching for similar items on Pinterest and also link to retail that sell those items. Lens has been so successful that Pinterest is now using the underlying technology to power its text-based search as well. In the end of 2019, there are 240 billion bins on Pinterest and 5 billion different blogs. In the end of the second quarter of 2020, there are 460 billion active members on Pinterest, and there are 60% members are women, and it grew up from 100 to 200 million of users from 2019 to 2020. Development of Pinterest. With the development of smartphones, Pinterest has more access by the user from smartphone. The number of international users increased by 35% in 2019. Pinterest also more regional, focusing initially on United Kingdom, France, Germany, Japan, and Brazil. In 2018, it turned its attention to India and Southeast Asia, recorded over $1 billion in revenue in 2019. The number of searches and number of products created also increased by 60%. And the challenge of Pinterest. Despite all of Pinterest's good news, there are some issues lurking behind the scenes that could jeopardize its future, such as the issue of copyright infringement. Pinterest's business model is based on users potentially infringing on the copyright of others by posting images without permission and attribution. Pinterest has supplied an opt-out clause to allow other sites to prevent their content from being shared on Pinterest. But some ask why they should be required to take any action when Pinterest is a source of problem. Another thing Pinterest has done to try to solve the problem is to automatically add citation attribution to content from specific sources such as Flick, YouTube, Vimeo, Etsy, Kickstarter, and Slice, and among others. The last one is Pinterest is not immune to the spam and fraud that afflict many e-commerce efforts. Security specialists say Pinterest will have to alter its algorithm to deal with scammers, and they advise users to be aware of requests to bin content before viewing it, as well as to subscribers for free offer survey and link with dubious title. Pinterest has acknowledged the issue and stated that it will update its system. Now we will move to the second point, the question of the case. And the first question is why Pinterest view Google as its primary competitor. Pinterest consider Google to be the one of its most difficult opponents. Google has been undoubted by Pinterest's quick development. Nonetheless, Google has managed to overcome all of the challenges associated with Pinterest. The distinction between the two can help to explain why Google is regarded as Pinterest's key competition. The following are the distinctions. Pinterest does not provide written information because it is best suited for discovering aesthetically created photos. Google, on the other hand, is well known for its ability to locate both textual articles as well as photographs, news, and books. Pinterest does not have a clear purpose in mind when browsing for images. Google, on the other hand, is a search engine with specific purpose. For instance, we can search the film and watching film, but Pinterest only shows us about the poster or some cut scenes from film. Pinterest can be emotional, but it can also be a fantastic research tool with infographics. Google, on the other hand, has the most clever way to link people that they need based on their time and appearance. So Pinterest must see Google as the primary competitor in the search engine industry. So we will move to the next question. Why does Pinterest focus on the smartphone platform when it develops new features and products? From the case, we can see that Pinterest co-founder Evan Schwartz claimed that smartphone is the platform on which the company concentrates when developing new features and products. Pinterest redesigned the layout of its iOS and Android app in November 2019 to make Pinterest even more visual, personalized, and search-oriented. Pinterest focusing on smartphone platform when it develops new features and products because of the following reasons. The first reason is smartphone platform is affordable and cost-saving. The second reason, smartphone has a larger reach than any other media platform. Therefore, focusing on smartphone is a wise idea to reach to consumers in different cities and suburbs. Everyone has a smartphone and they access to the internet, so it is amazing for Pinterest to approach customers. The smartphone platform is available at on time and from any location. To deploy the smartphone, no other device is required. And as a result, it is a simplest approach to advertise Pinterest new feature and product. Smartphone platforms lend themselves well to short-form content and feature. As a result, any minor upgrade, feature, or goods from Pinterest can be immediately accessed via cell phone. So the smartphone platform is more preferable for Pinterest. And the last question is, why is the copyright infringement a potential issue for Pinterest? Pinterest is concerned about copyright infringement. Pinterest has been described as fun, addictive, and stealing by several news outlets. Pinterest personal blog covers everything from home improvement ideas to makeup tips. Pinterest content is easily transferable, supply sensible, reproducible, derivative, and checkable. As a result, Pinterest can be utilized by anyone from anywhere without the actual user permission. Anyone has the ability to save the content submitted by order and use them for cyber malpractice, which is the serious copyright infringement issue. However, Pinterest has no legal procedure in place to protect its user content, which frequently results in copyright infringement. So Pinterest should have the policy about copyright and source to protect author rights and customer rights. So if you have any question, please feel free to ask me by comment on this video, or send me the question by my email, hanpilongdt@gmail.com. Thank you for your listening.